guys, welcome to another night riding vlog. I'm out here on my Surly Moonlander fat bike. We're heading out to do some off-road riding. It's going to take about 20 minutes to get to the trailhead. We're running pretty close to off-road tire pressure, so the bike is slow and it's going to take a while to get there. I basically bought this as a winter bike, so I don't ride it that much in the summer, but I think I'll start incorporating more night riding. So I think this is the bike of choice for trail night riding. Well, by myself anyways, unless the other person I night ride with has a fat bike. If not, I'd probably use my Krampus. The reason being why I would choose this as my main fat bike is it's the most forgiving of mistakes when you're riding off-road at night. I think that is of importance. Hit a root, hit a rock the wrong way. Fat bike is basically gonna forgive that much more than a 2-inch tire bike will. Unless it's a full suspension bike. A spare tube with me. Hopefully I don't need it. Last ride I did on my Krampus with another Krampus owner, I got a rear flat. Not fun to change on a pitch black trail. I got a flat because we rode over some shipping pallets that were there to cover over some muddy sections. They're starting to fall apart, so one of the nails was exposed, punctured my tire, so we were going to avoid that. Especially on a fat bike, because you'd be surprised if the walls on these tires are actually thinner to give the bike the supple casing. This bike's in bad need of a good tune-up. Put over 3,000 winter kilometers on it, so it's seen some harsh conditions. I'm surprised it's riding as well as it is, actually. So we're gonna go through the LPH trail system here to get to the main trail system. So we avoid the roads, avoid vehicular traffic. Here's our first taste of anything that's actually trail, really single track, so I can check my tire pressure. It's going to be appropriate. Could be a little softer, but it will do. It's not going to be a fast ride. I already did 2 workouts today. Essentially on my ride to work, I did about 23 minutes of tempo, and then on the way home I did 7 assorted intervals. Total work time of 15 minutes for those intervals all combined. So my legs are feeling a little dulled. They have no snap, to be expected. And yeah, so I'm probably going to do this quite a bit. Now I'll do my actual intensity on weekdays on my ride to work and ride home from work. And then these night rides are just for having fun. Man, it was really warm this morning. When I woke up, it was before 7. It was already 19 Celsius. And it's almost October. Seriously high double digits in the morning for around here. And so tonight, so that was this morning, and now it's already, it's just after 9. It's already 11 Celsius. It's supposed to drop down to 5 tonight. 5 Celsius for the overnight low, so that's normal. Now back to a normal overnight low. So we have to do, there's a climb here now we have to do to get on top of the bluffs, which is like a little park on top of a steep hill with a nice view overlooking the city. But you can't see it, but there's a switchback up there, and it gets really steep. There's a Strava segment up here, and the time and average speed is kind of ludicrous, but it's slightly believable because the guy that has it is a former Olympian for cross-country skiing, and his specialty was the sprint, cross-country skiing sprint. So he was known for his explosive 1 minute efforts, and this is on a road bike would be an explosive, probably sub 1 minute effort. So at night people come here to make out, and with a buy coffee, you come here and drink it. So you'll see cars up here all hours of the night, even in the dark. So I guess lights of the city are pretty. Great place to come and make the first move on your new girlfriend. So there's already 1, 2, 3, 4 vehicles here. So this is like the shortest route to the trail system. Unfortunately, you have to cross the Trans-Canada Highway. So we'll get there soon. I can already hear big trucks going by. So they'll see these lights and they'll wonder, what the hell is that? Canadian Shield, ladies and gentlemen. Precambrian Shield. A geological formation in the area. I will put the link, Wikipedia link to it in the info box. Not only do I entertain, I educate. I had some rain a few days ago, so it should be a little bit wet through here. It's damp now, it's almost all dried up. There was a big puddle on the other side of this hill, so it might still be there. Which it is, but quite a bit smaller than it was before. So now we're coming out onto the Trans-Canada Highway. Ha! Separated lanes on the Trans-Canada. Have too much traffic to deal with there, which was good. Okay, so now we are in Shunya Mines. There used to be I think it was a silver mine here, and in the early 90s someone approached the city and said, hey, there's this new sport called mountain biking and we want to cut trails in here. And believe it or not, the city was receptive to it, and so we've cut trails in here now for almost 20 years, and it's kind of our own little mountain bike area, mountain bike park. The other thing is the cycling club here can use it anytime they want, so when they want to hold a cross-country race, this is like our area to use. We don't have to see if there's scheduling conflicts, that sort of thing. It is our area, which is pretty sweet. I almost ran over a mouse. So it's tight, twisty, single track mostly, really, really rooty. As the years have gone by, it's just gotten more and more rooty because the soil has eroded from both sides of the route. So yeah, definitely come here right at night. I think fat bike is the choice if I'm by myself. Particularly if I'm tired. Well, there's good and bad to that. I'm tired, so I can be sloppy technique-wise. Bad point is I'm tired, so I have to pedal around a heavy fat bike. Section's done, so yeah, like I said, it's a good choice tonight because it's the most forgiving of mistakes. It does have a downside in that the tire is so fat that, especially since we're running 5-inch tires on 100 mil rims, that if there's any stumps or rocks on the edge of the trail, because there's lots of undergrowth now, you're more likely to hit them at the side of the trail because the tire's so fat. But I'll take the forgiveness on when you keep your tire on the trail over the slim chance that something like that may happen. Just going to our next section of trail here. We need to go here. Yes. This is what we need to do. So yeah, the lighting system I have on this bike, it's actually really old by LED lighting standards, since the technology is going so adapting so fast. So what you see on the camera is, I can see quite a bit better than what you can see. That's just the low light performance on the GoPro Hero 3, which is actually not bad. The GoPro Hero 3 was the first camera that you could actually make a video like this with, night video. The Hero 2 and older, it would be impossible to make this video because you would not see anything. So I can actually see quite a bit better than what you guys can see. I have two 650 lumens lights up front with, I think, a 7.5 volt battery for each of them. And on my head I have a 350 lumens helmet light with I think it's a 3.8 volt lithium battery. So combined, yeah, I've got like over 1500 lumens, so it's enough. In the winter time it's more than enough, but right now I could even say that I'd prefer to have more light. And like one of my buddies has, two of my buddies have the same light. It's I forget the brand, I think it's Gemini or something, but they have 1500 lumens in their one light. But at full power, they can only run them for 2 hours. Like this system here that I have was kind of designed for 24-hour mountain bike racing. So when the batteries were new, I mean, I could run them at full power for, supposed to give like 5 hours of light, which is pretty impressive. And they're providing adequate levels of lighting to do this. So I don't feel the need to replace them, as much as it's always nice to buy new stuff. And then in the winter time, they have, you know, more than enough light. When you're dealing with white snow, it's more than adequate. So the two handlebar ones, they have like a spread beam, so they like a flood lens on it, and the one on my helmet has like a lens for throw, for distance, so I can look up ahead. And this is how I'd always want it now. I'd like two on the handlebar, or one if it was a super powerful system. And I definitely still want a helmet one so I can look where I want to go or whatever, or look a black bear right in the eyes. So I'll always want one on the lights on the handlebar and lights on the helmet. The bike's actually shifting, seems to be working okay. The brakes are going to need some work, and it's still the original bottom bracket. Now it's gone through a couple harsh winters with like lots of winter riding and lots of like minus 20 Celsius and colder riding, so I'm surprised it's held up, considering I think it's essentially the same bottom bracket that's in my Krampus, and I had to replace my Krampus bottom bracket after 2 months. I don't think it was really a warranty situation because there was some wet riding involved, but you know, you complain enough, and my dealer ended up replacing it. He just gave me a new one, even though they probably won't get warranty on it. But that's just them trying to keep me happy, because not to brag, oh, I spent a lot of money there, but I spent a lot of money there, so they're just trying to keep me happy. Every once in a while they'll do something like that to make sure I'm happy. Yeah. Sure, my Krampus is faster through here. Actually, I'm having more fun riding this fat bike over the really rooty stuff, because this is the trail system that I bought that Krampus for, is where we're riding right now. And I will tell you right now, I prefer to ride this bike here. This Moonlander may be old school, but it's still, maybe it's not, because most of these trails were cut in the 90s for the type of geometry that's on these bikes. This has like 1990s geometry, steeper head angle shit, so that's why he likes these trails, because these were designed and cut with 1990s trail bikes in mind. But there's lots of newer trail here that is modern, for modern bikes. We won't be going there tonight, but much more technical. They've built ramps and shit, steeper drops. Having lots of fun on this bike in here. Another ride I was thinking of doing is in the trail system here, and some of the ones that are attached to it. I did that 2,000 meters of vertical ride on my Fargo. I'm thinking try 2,000 meters of essentially entirely off-road vertical, which in theory is harder. Off-road climbing is generally harder. I might try that sometime over the next month or two. Do something interesting. We'll make an interesting video out of it. So now this is the toughest climb in Shunya Mines, this part. It's not super long, but it's reasonably steep once we get to the steep bit. It's gotten pretty gnarly and loose. And we're gonna try and ride a 35-pound bike up in here. That's the first pitch, and then here's the second pitch. So yes, heavy bike, but incredible amount of traction. Means all you got to do is just concentrate on pedaling, and you won't have to worry about slipping out. So yeah, tires could use a little bit less air than I have in them right now, but it's acceptable amount of air pressure. Right, so we come out on a power line here. So we're going into another section of trail. This one's actually, I think, designed to be ridden in the other direction, but if we go the power line route back to where we need to, it's a couple of steep pitches in this way. Yes, it reaches the same height, but it does a bunch of single track switchbacks to do it, so it's a hell of a lot more fun. So yeah, if you've never done night riding before, late off-road riding, highly recommend it. Very enjoyable. Prices on lighting systems have come down quite dramatically, but as with most things in life, you get what you pay for. So if you want a true lighting system to allow you to ride off-road at high speeds, be able to go down descents and see far enough ahead, yeah, you're gonna have to pay a little bit of money, but that system will last you years. Battery should last you years. So my Garmin has paused even though we're moving. Now it's started up again due to the overgrowth above our heads. The canopy, sorry. So we're out in the open here now, as you can tell, but shortly we will drop back into the woods. Alright, so we'll do this section, loops around and heads back towards where we entered here, and then that should be enough. That'll be, I don't know, probably an hour, 20 minutes when we get home-ish, guesstimating. So you can hear the highway. We're right beside the highway, Trans-Canada Highway. I mean, this is a cool trail system because it's totally like in the woods, in the boonies feel, but it's right, essentially you could say it's on the edge of town or in town. There's a Christmas tree there, if you guys see that. It's decorated. And some serious rootage action through here. Definitely full suspension fat bike territory. These routes were nothing like this when I used to race in here in the 90s. It was a lightweight hardtail course. In fact, I think it was more fun when it was like that. Now it's just got like, some sections are just extreme routes. These little rock gardens weren't as exposed as they were. Maybe I just become a pansy mountain biker. But I will say the new 27.5 Plus bikes are now, I'd have to say, are the first full suspension bikes that I'm truly interested in. So I think that might be my next purchase, is a 27.5 Plus trail bike. So like 50 mil rims with a 3-inch tire, but full suspension. So one thing with off-road riding is sometimes you just don't control the intensity level. The terrain here is tough enough that even in an easy gear, you have to work pretty hard to get up stuff. So considering I've already done 2 intensity workouts today, this is harder than I should be going, but I don't care anymore. Just in a switch to a maintenance phase for my fitness level. Should be coming out into the open here again. So this kind of loops around, and the trail to enter into the woods is just a few meters that way. So it just loops back here. Another little ramp here for us. This one's pretty long. So thank you for the people that volunteered to make that. Without you, I'd be riding through a mud hole. So check out this bit of trail here. This is super cool. Scary kids. Shouldn't say that or I'll start scaring myself. Okay, so we've been out now for 57 minutes. So we're gonna start heading home. It's noticeably cooled off, like can't quite see my breath yet, but tips of my fingers in these summertime gloves are starting to feel it. So read that there, Grand Chasm Trail closed due to construction. Actually, I'm really impressed they actually made an official sign with the name of the trail on it. Instead of just saying closed trail, they actually put the name on the trail. You can see the name of the trail on the tree over there. I'm impressed. So what has happened here, like I said, this is old silver mine, like 100-plus-year-old mine here, and this particular trail like skirted around the edge of it, and apparently now it's sinking into itself, and the city says, oh, it's dangerous, you guys can't go near it. So they fenced it off initially, and it's sinking more and more and more and more. So no, it's too dangerous now, we gotta close the trail. So the trail's been closed. Supposedly they have engineers coming to check it out, and they're going to do what they can to fill it in. This trail may never open again, and it was one of the coolest most flowy pieces of the trail here, so it's kind of sad that it may never actually open again, but there's room here to build more trail, and that's what might end up happening. I admit, I love fat bikes. If you're gonna stay fully rigid, you want a fat bike, now we are going to exit Shuni Mines and cross Trans-Canada Highway, probably illegally, but it's the most direct way to get here. Cross 4 lanes of the Trans-Canada Highway. There's the gate, gets kept down so people can't come in here with their 4-wheel drive trucks and ruin it. There's the trail, there's the trail. We got traffic coming towards us. To go through. I'm riding too slowly so it doesn't splash the lens. The other cool thing about riding at night is it always looks like you're going faster than you actually are. So it's a nice sensation. it looks and feels like you're going faster than you actually are. You think, wow, I'm flying, and then you look at your speedo and you're like, oh, I'm actually not flying. It just feels like it. So this is the LPH. There's a lot of my winter miles in here on weeknights. 10-minute ride from my house. It gets nice and hard packed from people hiking in here during the day. Come here at night, I have the place to myself. Okay, about to exit the trail system. Even has some roots to deal with to exit. And now we're heading out on the road. Alright, we made it home in one piece. My muddy, dirty motorbike. I also do some motorcycling, and I do have a motorcycle vlogging channel. It's called the Supermoto Hooligan. Some of my cycling videos are up there, but it's mostly motorcycle related content, so I'll leave the link to that channel in the info box too if you're into that. There's some shameless self-promotion. I hate doing shit like that. But hey, if you want to be a YouTuber, you gotta promote your shit. The whole point is to get people to watch your stuff. There's a small sampling of bikes. I got bike hooks. I'm too lazy to hang them up there because I'm using the bikes all the time. So yeah, it took an hour, 20 minutes, 26 seconds. So it was a good estimate on my part. Hour, 20 minutes. We only went 17.5k. Our average speed was 13.1k an hour. Max speed 39. Yeah, you don't go very fast on a fat bike, but they're still fun as hell. Thanks for watching. Bye.